edible birds' nests are among one of the most expensive animal products consumed by humans, with the nests can cost up to $2,000 to $4,500 per kilogram, depending on grading. Its production is a mega industry and worth an incredible $5 billion annually. Just a small bowl of bird nest soup, containing nearly just 15 grams of bird saliva, can cost up to $100. The nests were traditionally harvested from caves in Southeast Asia, where the swiftlet birds make their nests. The nest collector will usually venture miles into the forest in search of the swiftlet caves. Birds' nest harvesting is considered as a lucrative industry concentrated in Southeast Asia countries such as the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and some other countries. Nest harvesting is a very extreme activity, as many collectors need to venture deep into narrow and dark caves and use only precarious bamboo poles, rattan ladders, and ropes in order to climb the walls and ceilings of the caves to collect nest. Unless if the wall is low and easy to be collected, as for this collector. During the breeding season, the male swiftlet's salivary gland will expand to produce a sticky saliva for binding twigs for building the nest. It is also called as nest cement. They will use their thick saliva to construct the white shiny nest, and usually this glutinous cement dries very quick when in contact with air. The shape of the nest is a shallow half-moon cup, which stuck to the vertical cave's wall into which eggs are laid. Swiftlets usually not lays more than 2 eggs each season, and the incubation period is around 25 days. The young needs at least 45 days to grow large enough to fly. Fearing the decline of the nest in swiftlets, the collectors will only harvest empty or abandoned nest, and those with eggs and young will be left undisturbed. This is because the harvesting is controlled and regulated to protect the birds, and to make sure this supply of the bird nest is not decreased. Due to the controlled and regulated system, the limited supply for this hardened saliva cave-dwelling swiftlets, also sometimes referred to as the caviar of the East, received a great pressure on the demand for the value of their nest. However, the high demand for this swiftlet's nest in the global market has forced many local farmers to venture into swiftlets farming activities. A swiftlet's house is built for the breeding of the swiftlets. Swiftlets' house are capable of producing much more cleaner bird nest and also eliminating the danger of harvesting bird nest. Not only that, this also increased the supply according to the global demand. Swiftlets house farming are built and modified in modern techniques to mimic the natural cave conditions to encourage swiftlets to nest in. Many farmers build the swiftlets houses located in agriculture and forest areas rich in insect populations and close to natural water bodies such as rivers and lakes. This conditions allows the swiftlets to find their own food source. This cave-like house are equipped with proper ventilation system to improve the air movement. Bird call recording from the original sound of the caves to attract the birds' attentions. Also, with relatives humidity for comfortable breeding and habitation. And predator-proof system to keep the natural enemies such as snakes, lizards, squirrels, rodents, and other small terrestrial. Swiftlets build their nest along the beams in the house 3 times a year, and usually took 50 to 80 days to make and build the nest. The birds will abandon the nest after the eggs are hatched and the offspring fly off. Later, the farmer will harvest the empty nest. The collection will be carefully done without disturbing other nests with eggs or youngs. All the harvested nest will be later transported to the processing factory. In this factory, all employees are instructed and encouraged to get cleaned and sanitized before starting their work. A sanitation plan is very important in any food service preparation area. This will ensure the utmost sanitary condition for processing and reduce food safety risk. This practice assures protection of the products from any types of contaminations as well. All the raw bird's nest will go through the process of sorting according to its grades. Those with less feathers or impurities will be reserved for the premium grade bird nests, followed by the standard grade, while those which are hard to clean will be categorized as low-grade products. This process is to facilitate the value-added diversity of the bird nest. After the grading process, moisture control is taken into consideration in the new approach. While all the bird nests are soaked in clean water to clean most of the dust or any kind of surface dirt, then the workers will brush off any impurities or dust covering the surface. The brushing process is introduced to control the moisture and eliminate contamination through excessive water contact. During this process, the raw bird nest will start to absorb the water and begin to expand by 20 to 30% in size, causing the bird nest to turn into a soft and elastic, resilient condition. It is later placed into a container to allow the bird nest to expand slightly. Later, all the bird nest will be sent for the feather picking process. In here, the process of picking the feathers will be done only if the nest in semi-dry condition. This is to maintain the nutrients as well as the original shape of the bird nest. It is also will be much more easier for the workers to pick the feathers, because semi-dry condition will enables an easy separations of the large feathers from the nest by using forceps or tweezers. This is a labor-intensive process that could be time-consuming. The process may take 20 to 30 minutes each nest for skilled workers, and it depends on the cleanliness of the raw bird nest. After the bird nest is cleaned, any excessive edges will later trimmed away, and the nest will be placed into plastic mold to shape it to shallow half-moon cup. Due to the controlled expansion and moisture, the drying process does not require any heat. It is placed into ventilated room with fan blower until the bird nest dried completed to its original shape. This approach has shortened the time of molding and drying. It also preserves the nutrient and quality of the bird nest. The dried bird nest will be sorted and graded again based on their color and shapes. Later, it will be steamed for 3 to 5 seconds with minimum temperature of 70 degrees Celsius. This process is to sterilize the nest before sent for packaging. The final product will now sent for packaging before transported to manufacturers or wholesalers. Swiftlet bird nest products are 100% natural, pure and free of any preservative and artificial flavorings. Swiftlet bird nest is a delicacy with an expensive price tag, with the value of this nest range from $4 to $9 each, and $2,000 to $4,500 per kilogram, and take over a month to produce.